Hello children, we'll start Geography Lesson 1 Resources. Mona and Raju were helping Amma to clean their house. Look at all these things: clothes, utensils, food grains, combs, this bottle of honey, books. Each of these has a use, said Mona. That is why they are important, said Amma. These are resources. What is a resource? Was Raju's question to Amma. Anything that can be used to satisfy a need is a resource, replied Amma. Then what she said? Look around yourself. When you are thirsty, you drink water. The electricity you use in your house, the rickshaw you use to get home from school, the textbook you use to study are all resources. Water, electricity, rickshaw, vegetable, textbook have something in common. They have all been used by you, and so they have utility. From this, it is clear that the things which are around us, like water, electricity, rickshaw, buildings, bridges, all these things are what? These are the resource. These are the resources. And these resources become, how does this something become a resource? Raju now wanted to know. Amma told the children that thing becomes resources only when they have a value. Its use or utility gives it a value. All resources have some value. Now how these resources have value? See the example. From this you will understand. Value. Value means worth. Some resources have economic value and some do not. For example, metals have an economic value. A beautiful landscape may not, but both are important and satisfy needs. In the same way, children, see this one example again. Your grandmother's home remedy have no commercial value today, but if they are patented and sold by the medical firm tomorrow, they could become economically valuable. Means what? From this it is clear that the resources becomes only, the things become resources only when they have a value. Its uses or utility gives it a value. All resources have some value. Now see children, the type of resources. Resources are generally classified into natural, human-made and human. See this one, natural, human-made and human. Now first we will see the natural resources. Resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modification are called natural resources. So like the earth, like the air we breathe, the water in our rivers and lakes, the soil, minerals are all natural resources. These are the free gift from the nature and can be used directly. Natural resources are classified into different groups depending upon their level of development, use, origin, stock and distribution. Now see, on the basis of their development, used resources can be classified into two groups. One is actual resources and second one is potential resources. Now actual resources means what? Actual are those whose quantity is known. These resources are being used in the present. For example, the rich deposit of coal in rural region of Germany and petroleum in the West Asia, the dark soil of the Deccan Plateau in Maharashtra. Means from this it is clear that actual resources are those whose quantity we know. But the difference in the potential resource is that here entire quantity may not be known and these are not being used at a present. These resources could be used in the future. So children, This is the difference between the actual resource and the potential resource. In actual resource, we know the quantity, in how much quantity it is present there. We can use it. But in potential resources, we do not know the actual quantity. We can use this in the future. For example, the potential resources example is the uranium found in Ladakh is an example of potential resource that could be used in the future. High speed winds were a potential resource 200 years ago. Today, they are an actual resource, and wind farms generate energy using windmills like in Netherlands. And you will find in India in Nagarkola in Tamil Nadu. Understood? Now we will see what is abiotic and biotic. Now abiotic means are the non-living things, while biotic are living. Soil, rocks and minerals are abiotic, but plants and animals are biotic resources. Now next see, the natural resources can be broadly categorized into renewable and non-renewable resources. You know very well, renewable resources means what? Renewable resources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly. Some of these are unlimited and are not affected by human activities, and such renewable resources has solar and the wind energy. Understood? But some renewable resources like water, soil, forest can affect their stock. Because if you will not use it properly, if you will be careless in using this, then after some years it will dry. For example, take the water. Water seems to be an unlimited renewable resource, but shortage and drying up of natural water resource is a major problem in many parts of the world. So our duty is to conserve them, use it properly. Now the non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those which have limited stock. Once the stock are exhausted, it may take thousands of years to be renewed or replenished. Example, take coal, petroleum and natural gas are some examples which we can't renew it because it takes thousands of years to be renewed or replenished. On the basis of their distribution, resources can be ubiquitous or localized. Now, ubiquitous means the resources that are found everywhere, like the air we breathe. It is coming under ubiquitous. And the things which are found in certain places are like copper and iron. The distribution of natural resources depend upon number of physical factors like terrain, climate and altitude. The distribution of resource is unequal because this factor differ so much over the earth. Because when we see the geographical features of our country India, what we found, some part of India, the climate is different, terrain and altitude is different. So depending upon that, the natural resources we are getting. That is why it is said that distribution of natural resources depend upon the number of physical factors like terrain, climate and altitude. Now the most important is that what? The human made resource. Now human made resource means sometimes natural substances become resource only when their original forms has been changed. For example, take iron ore was not a resource until people learned to extract iron from it. People use natural resources to make buildings, bridges, roads, machineries and vehicles, which are known as human made resources. Technology is also a human made resource. So people like us use natural resources to make human made resources. Said Mona, nodding in understanding. Yes, said Raju. Means from this it is clear that The things which we see around us, like the building, bridges, roads, machineries, vehicles, all these are the human made resource. Now, what is human resource? People can make the best use of nature to create more resources when they have the knowledge, skill, and the technology to do those. That is why human beings are a special resource. People are human resource. Education and health help him to making people a valuable resource. Improving the quality of people's skill so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resource development. Now, for example, all of you see this picture. From this, it is clear that humans are interdependent on each other. Farmers provide food grains for everyone. Scientists suggest various means to combat problems related to agriculture and improve farm production. For example, take HYV seeds, high yielding variety seed. These are the seeds developed by the human, and these seeds, when the farmers, if they will use in their farm, it will increase the production of the grains. It is found that the traditional method only the seeds they were using, but if they use the HYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds, they found that the production of the grain is increased in the field. That is why it is called as a human resource. People are a human resource. Now all of you see this. Do you know this one, all of you? Human resource refers to the number, quantity and abilities, mental and physical, of the people. Though there are different views regarding treatment of human as a resource, one cannot deny the fact that it is the ability of human that help in transferring the physical material into valuable resource. Now, conserving resources. Now, it is our duty that we should conserve the resources. Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. Balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for the future is called sustainable development. There are many ways of conserving resources. See these things. There are many ways. There are many ways to conserve the resources. Each person can contribute by reducing consumption, recycling and reusing things. Ultimately, it makes a difference because all our lives are linked. Understood? Now, sustainable development means carefully utilizing resources so that besides meeting the requirements of the present, also take care of future generation. Understood? Now see the next one. Some principles of sustainable development. Here, respect and care for all forms of life, improve the quality of human life, conserve the earth's vitality and diversity, minimize the depletion of natural resources, change personal attitude and practices towards the environment, enable communities to care for their own environment. Means from this it is clear that we should protect our nature. We should minimize the depletion of natural resources and think of the not only the present, but we also think of the future also. The future of our planet and its people is linked with our ability to mentor and preserve the life support system that nature provides. Therefore, it is our duty to ensure that all uses of renewable resources are sustainable. The diversity of life on the earth is conserved. The damage to natural environmental system is minimized. Now this lesson is over. I think all of you understood this lesson. Thank you so much.